Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Lucky week 13 it is. Everyone hoping for a little good fortune this time around as we enter the home stretch of the regular season. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Ready. 60 Bison.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Got it. Ready?
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Ready.
Toss play to Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Tiger. Go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. He's got it at the 24. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be Vikings football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Chased out to his right. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Sidney Brown in on that stop.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets a good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Left side, cut by Ridley. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them, They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Josh Sweat making the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
On play action now, McCarthy. Brought in left side by Jefferson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The rookie from Miami, they're on the stop. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Trying to push this past the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, the big guy gets him some positive yardage in close. It's not that the defense didn't expect run. I just don't think they expected him to be the one running it.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Here's McCarthy to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he's going to advance them down to the 4-yard line. He picked up 6 on the run. Now they're facing 3rd and goal.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd and goal for McCarthy. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Viking 18. Ready.
Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
Go.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And they'll bring him down to put an end to this opening quarter. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Just 3-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
He's got it on the bootleg. Complete out to the right. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hook.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Pass into the hands of Dalton Kincaid. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That's a pickup of 9. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. This one's caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Ready, ready.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Go.
Barkley has the Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take a 2nd quarter lead. Saquon Barkley the touchdown. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles take a 4-point lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Pass caught by Ridley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
McCarthy throwing here. Gets himself free. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
On third and long, it's McCarthy. He lofts it deep left. They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Here's McCarthy, first and 10. Has his man, it's Ridley. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. It's the Vikings looking at 2nd and 3. Here's a handoff up the gut. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know it from the position of the quarterback, Kate. Sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Let's go.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. McCarthy looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Terrific zone coverage. Wallpaper sideline to sideline. QB's got two options. Wait for a hole to open or tuck it to run. He chose the former, but the pass rush showed up before any throwing lane did.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Touchdown, Minnesota. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings push their lead to 3. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. They've got a man in motion.
Buffalo 18. Check go.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lone back gets the handoff. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now McCarthy. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Let's go now.
2nd and 6 coming up here. It's a design boot. Connects on the crosser. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll run here on first down. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Sidney Brown in on that stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Fits it through the middle. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They have themselves another 1st and 10.
Hurt, hurt.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Here we go, set.
Now it's McCarthy. Has it down close. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one right down the middle. And the Vikings make it a 10-point ball game. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Stephanie! 70 Lions! Go!
Back now, pressure on its way. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Set! Cowboy 80!
Motion man right is Smith. 2nd and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Let's go! 19 Lions! Check go!
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Hurry!
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Cougar 19! Bronco 80!
And you're going for this. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, they'll run. Has a lane inside the 25. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a 16-point ball game. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. McAllister now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Set.
Airing it out to start this drive. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way! Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense.
Ready. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll run it from the gun. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Dallas Turner there to bring him down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Short pass brought in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and, really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Go.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out. That's playing your coverage from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting their offense up for success.
Reload.
Plowing up the middle. And they'll make the stop after a small push to the 34. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Go.
From the 34. Has the connection to Ridley. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On the jump.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy avoids some trouble. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
You know what they say about assuming? Well, it's the same way on a football field. You can never assume. If you stop assuming that first sacker's going to get to the quarterback, well, you could run yourself right into trouble. This defense didn't. They didn't take a break, and they finally get him to the ground.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And the punter earning some high fives on that one. They're going to down this kick at the 3.
Ready.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Ready. 19 Tiger.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
On second down, here's Barkley. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. 3 yards puts them back on the right track. Now they've got 3rd and 9.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
Here we go, set.
We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter.
Ready up.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Throwing from near his own goal line. Put the body on the line for his team. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To throw here on 1st down. He finds Kincaid. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at them. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Viking 18. Go.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Dump off caught by his back. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Ready.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Take go.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Let's go.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Hup.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. Down the left sideline he goes. Runs it in for the Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles get it back to within 2 possessions. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Check, Panther.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Another carry for him. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to the well again. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Here's the handoff. And he's going to take this down inside the 25 before being stopped. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry it.
And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their 1st. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll try and punch it in. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Vikings with a 10-point advantage. Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal.
Here we go, set.
They're running again. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout.
Well, the defense, they couldn't stop him for a loss, but they denied him the goal line at least. Now we get to see, right? Decision time, one of these critical decisions of whether or not they're going to go for an all-or-nothing 4th down play.
Oh, wow, Brock, a 4th straight carry. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Ready.
Running left. This is Barkley. And he's brought down after a short gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he won't find an escape. They converge and drop him for the safety. Some early down aggressiveness in the shadow of their own end zone there, Brock. And unfortunately, it costs them. They're going to have to punt it away following the safety.
Well, you know me. I don't ever mind aggressiveness. I think it empowers your quarterback, empowers that offensive huddle. But you also got to know, as a quarterback, if you call a pass play, you got to do your job. And doing your job means avoiding a safety in that circumstance.
So after the safety, we're going to see a free kick from the 20-yard line. He'll get it at the 9. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
Ready.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. So the Vikings pick up the win on the road. And they carried some of that winning football from last game into this contest. Now a modest little win streak blossoming for them, Brock. They've got 2 in a row as they get out of here with a victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Vikings emerge as winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.